welcome back to our channel. Today, we're taking a journey beyond the polished glass and gleaming logos into the heart of a modern paradox, Silicon Valley. We all know the story, right? The land of innovation, where startups become empires and dreams of changing the world are coded into reality. It's the global epicenter of technology, a place that has fundamentally reshaped how we live, work, and connect. But if you peel back the layers of this digital utopia, you find a different story, a darker one, hiding in plain sight. This is the story we're going to explore today. Picture this. You're driving down a sun-drenched boulevard in Palo Alto or Mountain View. On one side of the street, you see a sprawling tech campus, an architectural marvel. It's a self-contained world with gourmet cafes, state-of-the-art gyms, and perfectly manicured lawns where brilliant minds are crafting our future. It looks like a paradise, a testament to human ingenuity and economic success. But then, you look to the other side of the street, and there, you see it. Rows of tents, makeshift shelters, and RVs lined up along the curb. This isn't a temporary campsite for a festival. This is home for a growing number of people. This stark contrast isn't just a visual shock. It's the daily reality of Silicon Valley. Tech offices worth billions of dollars stand literally across the street from homeless encampments. On one side, engineers earning six-figure salaries brainstorm the next big app. On the other, families are struggling to find their next meal. How did we get here? How did the cradle of modern innovation also become a hotbed of extreme inequality? Let's rewind a bit. The boom started decades ago. Companies like Apple, Google, and Facebook weren't just successful. They created a gold rush. Talent from all over the world flocked here, drawn by the promise of lucrative jobs and the chance to be part of something revolutionary. As these companies grew, so did their wealth, and the wealth of their employees. Property values skyrocketed. A modest suburban house that was affordable for a middle-class family in the 80s now costs millions. This explosion of wealth created a powerful ripple effect, but it wasn't a rising tide that lifted all boats. For many, it was a tsunami that washed away their foundations. The very people who keep the valley running, the teachers, the firefighters, the baristas, the janitors who clean those shiny tech offices, found themselves priced out. Their wages couldn't keep up with the hyperinflated cost of living. A one-bedroom apartment can cost more than $3,000 or $4,000 a month. Think about that. You could be working a full-time job, or even two, and still not be able to afford a basic place to live. This is what economists call extreme wealth disparity. It's not just a gap, it's a chasm. We see it everywhere. While tech billionaires are launching themselves into space, there are people living in their cars just a few miles away, using public libraries to apply for jobs and fast food restaurant bathrooms to wash up. These aren't just statistics. They are human stories. Stories of dedicated school teachers who have to commute 3 hours each way because they can't afford to live in the community they serve. Stories of service workers who sleep in shelters or vehicles after a long day of serving coffee to tech workers. The irony is staggering. The tech industry prides itself on solving problems, on making the world a better place. Their products connect us, entertain us, and simplify our lives. Yet, right on their doorstep, a fundamental human crisis is unfolding, a crisis that their very success has helped to create. The same companies that have mastered complex algorithms to predict user behavior seem unable to solve the housing crisis in their own backyard. Of course, some companies do try to help. They donate to charities, fund affordable housing projects, and encourage employee volunteerism. And while these efforts are commendable, critics argue they are often just a drop in the ocean, a band-aid on a gaping wound. The systemic issues run much deeper. Local governments are caught in a difficult position. They rely on the tax revenue from these tech giants, but they also face pressure from residents who are being displaced. Zoning laws, NIMBYism, not in my backyard, and a complex web of regulations make building new, affordable housing incredibly difficult. So what does this look like on the ground? It looks like a community divided. There's a silent, invisible wall separating the world of tech from the rest of the community. People live parallel lives. You can spend your day in a corporate bubble, with free food, laundry services, and private shuttle buses, and be completely insulated from the struggles happening just outside the campus gates. This creates a disconnect, a lack of empathy and understanding. Let's talk about the human cost. The stress of housing insecurity is immense. It affects physical health, mental well-being, and a child's ability to learn. When a family is constantly worried about where they will sleep next week, it's impossible to thrive. The working poor are a significant part of this story. These are individuals who are employed, often with multiple jobs, but their income is simply not enough to cover the basic cost of living in one of the most expensive places on earth. We went out and spoke to some people. We met a man named David, who works as a delivery driver for one of the popular food apps. He spends his days delivering meals to people in multi-million-dollar homes and gleaming office buildings. At night, he sleeps in his van. He told us, "I'm part of the system that serves the wealthy, but I can't afford to be part of the community itself. It feels like I'm a ghost." His story is not unique. There are thousands of Davids in Silicon Valley. The visuals are powerful. A shot of a gleaming futuristic Apple Park, followed by a close-up of a tattered tent flapping in the wind. A line of expensive electric cars silently gliding past a man pushing a shopping cart filled with all his worldly possessions. A vibrant farmer's market where organic produce costs a small fortune, just blocks away from a food bank with a line stretching around the corner. These aren't scenes from a dystopian movie. This is San Francisco, San Jose, and the surrounding towns today. So, is there a solution? It's not simple. It requires a multi-pronged approach. It requires tech companies to take on a greater level of corporate responsibility, not just as an act of charity, but as a core part of their business model. It means investing massively in affordable housing, supporting policies that protect tenants, and advocating for higher minimum wages. It also requires a shift in mindset. The move fast and break things ethos of the tech world needs to be applied to social problems with the same vigor and resources they apply to developing a new smartphone. Governments need to act more boldly, streamlining the process for building affordable housing and creating stronger social safety nets. And as a society, we need to have a conversation about what kind of world we want to live in. Is it one where innovation and progress only benefit a select few? Or is it one where the prosperity generated by technology is shared more equitably, ensuring that everyone has a chance at a dignified life? The story of Silicon Valley is a cautionary tale. It shows us that wealth and technological advancement do not automatically translate to social progress. Without conscious effort, without empathy, and without a commitment to community, the very engines of innovation can deepen the divides that tear us apart. The dark side of Silicon Valley isn't a secret, it's a choice. It's the result of thousands of individual and corporate decisions made over time. But that also means we can make different choices. The future of Silicon Valley, and perhaps our society as a whole, depends on it. We can't just keep swiping past the problem. We need to confront it, talk about it, and demand change, because a world with self-driving cars and artificial intelligence should also be a world where no one has to sleep in one. Thank you so much for watching. This is a complex and sensitive topic, and we've only scratched the surface. What are your thoughts on this? Do you live in an area facing similar challenges? Let us know in the comments below. We read every single one. If this video made you think, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more deep dives into the issues that shape our world. We'll see you in the next one.